Hello, and welcome to Lesson 2 in this web design series. The last video, we went over the very fundamental basics of HTML, and you learned some of the mainly used tags. In this video, we'll be covering some of the ways to help you spice up your website. To do that, we're going to add special text effects with tags, then we'll insert some pictures, and lastly, we'll begin designing our elements. Here are some tags you can use to enhance your text. The strong tag makes your text bold. EM, which stands for emphasis, italicizes your text. U will underline it, and you can use BR for line breaks. Here we have our code from last video. So let's add a new P tag to demonstrate some of these special text effects. So let's put in some special text. This sentence will be bold. Make sure to close your tags to wrap around the part you want to be bold. This part will be in italics. This part will be underlined. So let's save that and go to our website. So here's our website. This part was wrapped with the strong tag, this part with the EM tag, and this part with the underline tag. To add line breaks, we can use two different methods. The first method is to use multiple P tags, so line 1, and line 2. See here we have the two different lines and different P tags on separate lines. As I mentioned earlier, we can also use the BR tag. So if you only want to use one P tag, we can put a BR, which is the self-closing tag, so we put a slash at the end, and we write line 2. And if we refresh, it will be the same effect. The spacing, as you see, changed, but that can always be edited later. Now I'll cover how to add pictures into your website. They're inserted with the image tag, and they're a huge part of websites, and every good website needs to have pictures. The four main properties are source, which is the location of the image file you're inputting. Alt, which is the text to print if that file can't be found, and is usually a description of the image. And then height and width, which is the size of the picture that you want on your website. So I've downloaded a picture of a dog here. To insert into our website, we'll type img and the source tag, which links to the file path of the dog. Since these files are in the same folders, all I have to do is do dog.jpg. If dog was in another folder, I'd follow the path to that folder. So if I had a folder named img and dog was in there, I would type that. Source is the only mandatory attribute that the img tag needs, because that's what tells it what picture to put. If we don't put any of the other tags, this is what it will look like. This is the picture of a dog, and since we didn't put the height and the width, it'll default to the actual height and the width of the picture. We can set the height and the width like so. And here's our dog at 1000 pixels high and 1200 pixels wide. We can also add only one of height and width so that it maintains the aspect ratio of the picture. When we have both, it overrides the actual height and width. Sometimes that can stretch or compress the photo. So to maintain it, we just set one of the attributes. To demonstrate our alt tag, we'll call it a cute dog, and we'll set it to an image that doesn't exist. So dog 1, 2, 3, which I don't have. Since the computer can't find that image, it'll just say cute dog as a description. We can also link to an image on the internet. So if we take some picture here and we copy the image address, we can paste that as our source, and we'll have the picture from the internet on our website. Alright, now we'll be going over an introduction to designing our elements. There are many ways to design the different parts of your code, but some of the basic attributes we can change are the font of your text, the color, and the text alignment. When designing elements, we use the style tag to wrap around our style code, which belongs in the head of our HTML file. This is the format of your style code. In the example, P is the element we would like to style. And then the curly braces wraps around our style information. First goes the name of the attribute, followed by the value. So in this example, the colors are represented by hex values. Notice how there's a semicolon after each attribute, which tells them that the attribute has finished and we're moving on to the next one. Remember to close your curly bracket and your style tag. So let's insert some styling. In our head tag, we'll put style. To change all P tags, we can simply do that and give it some attributes. In HTML, all the colors use hex codes, but there are some designated keywords that we can use, such as black, white, red, or blue. So as you can see here, we made all the P tags in our code with the background of red and a color of green. To change the font of our code, we can do this. Let's change all the H1s, and we'll do font family, Calibri. As you can see, my first website, which is our H1, has changed the font. Sometimes the computer won't have the font, so it's good to set up backup fonts. So we can do Arial and then a general sans serif font. What this does is, if Calibri isn't supported, it'll move on to Arial and then sans serif. We can also change the font size. Let's set it to 40 pixels, and the font weight, in which we can make it bold. So as you can see here, our H1 tag is styled. We can also style individual elements by giving the style in the tag. We do this when we only want this one element to have a special style. So in this case, this one P tag will be different from all the other P tags. The style goes in the opening tag, and it's a similar format within the quotation marks, where there's the attribute followed by the value. And always remember, there's a semicolon between our attributes. So all of our P tag right now is green with a background of red. Let's make this one have a color of blue. So we'll do style equals quotation marks, color blue. And we'll give it a background of green. So now this one specific P tag is different from the rest. And now we know how to style some basic parts of our code. In this lesson, we used the strong tag, the M tag, and the U tag to add special text effects. We also used BR and multiple p tags to insert line breaks. We use the image tag to add pictures to our websites using the attributes source, alt, height, and width. We designed our code by using a style tag, and we indicated the element we wanted to design. We gave the attribute and the corresponding value. We also went over how style code can be written in an individual elements tag so that only that element is styled different from the rest. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.